In this video, I'm gonna teach you the exact predictable client getting system we have used with over 900 nutrition and fitness coaches that has led to their dream clients and being able to sell high-end offers online. Over the past 5 years, we've helped over 900 plus nutrition and fitness coaches get their business to 6 figures and beyond. If you want more proof, check out some of the case studies on our channel. But here's the catch. This predictable client getting system I'm about to show you from A to Z only works if you take imperfect action on this. So grab a pen and paper and make sure to take some serious notes on this and watch this again. Okay, in part one, I'm gonna show you why it's so important to have this predictable client getting system, okay? So let's go over here to the whiteboard so I can show you why it's so important to have this, okay? So again, the PCGS, that's the predictable client getting system, okay? Just for reference. First part of this, why it's so important to have this, right, is more better is greater than more new, okay? So what happens is there's a tendency to want to try so many new things out, like experiment, test so many different things out, right? But it's like, what happens with that is there's a caveat to where it's like, we're not improving things, right? We're not measuring enough things on there to figure out what's the main problem, what's the main constraint, and then improving it, right? So there's this tendency to want to just try new things because we hear it from like a podcast, another YouTube video, right? Or a book we read, or a big name authority says to do it, or another person's doing it, it's working for them, and we think that's gonna work for us, right? There's two reasons why this kind of gets you in trouble, right? Or there's two reasons why more better is greater than more new, okay? So SOX stands for stabilize, optimize, and expand. So if you continuously do something like more better, like over and over, you get to stabilize it, you get to optimize it, and then you get to expand it, which is great, okay? Because that's what you wanna do, is stabilize it, which is just literally deploy it and build it, optimize it, tweak it a little bit, right? Make it better, and then you expand it, right? You scale it. I'm gonna show you how this all kind of works. The next part on here is you build more skills, okay? So when you stabilize, optimize, and expand and do more better, you're building a skill set throughout this whole entire system and asset with the predictable client getting system, okay? The next thing you're doing is, again, you're building systems. So whatever like this is that you're running with the predictable client getting system, I'll show you this in part 3, right? What this looks like. And the last part here at the end of this, right? More better is you're building an asset. You're building a money-making machine with this predictable client getting system, okay? Let me just show you again what more benefits are here to having this, predictable client getting system, right? And that is data, okay? And it's so important to have data, right? To test, tweak, test. We got this from our coach and mentor right now, Yuri LK. He talks about test, tweak, test. So you test something, you tweak it, go back to the drawing board, make it better, right? See what's working, what's not, and then you retest it. So it's just a game of test, tweak, test, and you're gathering this data. And what that happens, right, is it leads to data-driven decisions, triple D. And that's what you want, guys. Like in this game, like you want data-driven decisions. You don't want emotional-driven decisions because it's your emotions, right? Like it's like there's nothing there like that shows numbers or data, right, to make decisions. You're just kind of like hoping and praying and going off your emotions of like, oh, I think this is gonna work, or I hope this is gonna work. No. Like you wanna make data-driven decisions, right? So that they are correct decisions and they grow the business, okay? Now, the last part on here with the reason why a predictable client getting system here is if you do basically these things, right? More better is greater than more new, right? So if you consistently stay disciplined on that, and then you continuously test, tweak, test, and make data-driven decisions, well, what that's gonna allow you to do is a license to print what we call dinero, money, okay? You have a license to print money, right? And the reason is because from all these things you're doing right from the first and second part of this, right, is you're finding the main constraint. So in any type of business model, any type of funnel you want to call it, there's going to be a main constraint. There's going to be a kink in the hose to where it's like, it's clogged, right? So it's like in that funnel, inside of that business model, like what is it that's clogged that's not allowing us to basically get clients, to lead to clients? What is it about like maybe the sales part of it, right? There's so many different things and nuances within it, but this allows you to find the main constraint. And if you find the main constraint, well, shoot, you're able to sit there and scale it, right? You're able to sit there and scale the business. In this context, what I'm talking about with the nutrition and fitness coach, if you have a predictable client getting system like this, I mean, if you're selling, a $2,000 offer, right? And you're basically putting $1,000 in ads, right? Well, I mean, would you not take that any day to get that return right there? You're making, basically $1,000 right off of that. If you put $1,000 in the machine and you're getting $2,000 out of it, you'd probably take that any day, right? So that's why it's so important to have this predictable client getting system. If you're finding value in this video and it's blowing your mind and you got a whole page full of notes on here, just do us a favor, hit the button right there to like it and hit subscribe, and that's all we're asking. Okay, so part 2 is we're gonna talk about the big 3, right? So if you remember like in basketball, right? Like some of the big NBA teams, they always have like a big 3, right? Think about the Boston Celtics. They had Kevin Garnett, they had Paul Pierce, they had Ray Allen, right? They had Kobe, they had Shaq, they had somebody else on there, Lamar Odom maybe, right? So everybody has like a big 3 on there, okay? So in this context, I want you to think about what the big 3 is on this, okay? So starting here with the big 3 is we wanna start off with basically your PFC. So your PFC is your perfect future client, okay? So this is your avatar, this is your niche, this is your online audience. You have to know who this is, right? I'm not gonna go super deep into this because we have tons of videos on this where we go super granular in this. But again, you have to be dialed into who this perfect future client is, right? Your online audience. It can't just be super broad. The next part on this is your messaging. And why this is so important, right, is because you have to know this perfect future client or else your messaging is gonna be super out of whack, right? It's gonna be all over the place. You have to know this perfect future client to know the ins and outs of like, what are their pain points, their frustrations, their wants, their desires, their outcomes, right? Their long-term fears, their long-term aspirations within health and fitness, what keeps them up every single night. And this messaging has to go on your social media, has to go on like your ads, your landing pages, right? All that type of stuff. So you have to get the PFC, and then next you have to get the messaging matched to the PFC. And the third part of this to make it the big 3 is the high ticket transformation offer, guys. Again, you don't want to be in this game to sell $100 programs, $200 programs, $400 programs, right? Like literally, like you need to be in this high ticket transformation offer like game, because this is where you make money. Especially if you have a predictable client getting system like this, you need to have something that is basically $2,000 or $3,000 sold, because it makes sense that you're putting in money for ads and you got to get a return on these ads. Okay, that's why you can't do $100 or $500 like high ticket offers and then expect to sit there and have money to invest in ads. It doesn't work like that. So just think about that, okay? And again, if you want more info on like how to build a high ticket offer, we have so many videos on our channel as well too to watch it, but that's the big 3. When you're implementing a predictable client getting system like this, you're going to also need ammo, right, for your content as well too. That's exactly why we have this 365-day social media content calendar built for nutrition and fitness coaches. So not only are you doing the actual paid side of it through the predictable client getting system, but you're also doing the organic system as well too to warm people up and build trust and decrease skepticism. So if you're interested in that 365-day content calendar, click the link below and grab that. And the final part, which is part 3, we're gonna get into the high ticket pathway, okay? This is the system that we have in our accelerator mentorships for our nutrition and fitness coaches, which is considered a predictable client getting system on here, okay? And again, this is why we came out with this, because you cannot sit there and build this business off just organic in this industry anymore. You just can't, right? Because the algorithms, the AI that's coming right now, there's just so much stuff out there that makes it so hard to do this organically, right? So I hope I rested my case of why, paid ads is a route that you should really strongly consider to grow this online nutrition and fitness coaching business and for the long run, right? Because we're not even talking about like what you get out of that as far as like email marketing, SMS marketing, right? You can funnel people to a school group or a Facebook group still, right? You're getting attention on brand from ads, which again, you can't do that on organic, guys, especially if you know your perfect future client. Like, how are you gonna find that person on organic? The algorithms are not gonna favor you guys. But if you know how to sit there and run paid ads and target this PFC on Facebook and Instagram, you can target anybody. And as long as your messaging is good, and that's where the copywriting comes, right? Within the Facebook ad and Instagram ad, why can't you find that perfect future client? There's nothing better that's gonna sit there and replicate that than paid advertising through Facebook and Instagram, okay? So again, I hope that you buy into this, I really do, okay? So let me show you like this machine right here of the predictable client getting system that we have, that we install literally from A to Z to our clients, right? That's why it's like we have a tech team to be able to sit there and install all these things for them, so they don't have to spend 10 to 20 hours building this whole thing or hiring people to piece this all together, hiring a bunch of experts thinking they're gonna piece this whole thing together. If you wanna do that, go ahead. I'm gonna give you guys the whole entire framework right now. So if you guys wanna run off on this, hire a bunch of people, model it, all good, right? But hey, if you guys are interested in having like actual experts build this thing out for you guys, well, let us know, okay? All right, the first part on here is this allows you to attract your dream clients. Kind of like I mentioned above, right? It's because it's targeting the right perfect future clients on Facebook and Instagram with the messaging as well too. So that's why you're able to do this, is attract those dream clients, not a bunch of people that are just a bunch of tire kickers or looking to sit there and piece a bunch of information together with your nutrition and fitness, okay? The second part is this leads to a short form masterclass, okay? So we're talking about a masterclass that's about maybe 15, 20 minutes, okay? And it's on a topic where it's like you're an industry expert to be able to solve a problem for that perfect future client. And that positions you as an expert, right? And it also leads to the next logical step for them to book a call, right? Again, this is something we're very heavy on, is booking calls to sell the high ticket transformation offer. If you're very uncomfortable being on a call, right, or having the phone, right, on phone or Zoom, you need to work on that skill set to sell high ticket offer. But it's also because you need that data to talk to people, and that's going to insert into your messaging, into your ads, all that stuff. You can't learn anything off of like somebody just buying off of a button on a landing page or something like that and thinking you're going to be making money in your sleep. It doesn't work that way, guys, especially in this industry. We've been in it for a long time. It doesn't work that way, okay? So that leads to a short form masterclass. And then from there, the next logical step is to do a high value set call. Again, this isn't just a normal, just, hey, book a brainstorm call, book a discovery call. That stuff doesn't work. People have caught on already, guys, like what that stuff is. There's no value for them. So it's like, you have to create something like where it's like, what's in it for me? What's the benefit? What's the value? What's the small win going to be if I actually take this call with you? That's why we teach our students in the Accelerator how to build a high value set call, right? Which is more of an assessment, where it's more like an evaluation. It's more of an audit, something like that, that's super high value. And then from there, right, that puts you in a position as the coach to sit there and make the audition, right? To see if this prospect is serious. You know, they are committed. They have like a pain that they really want to solve now, not literally months from now, right? And they have the financial means to be able to do that. And if they do, great. Then we sit there and we set them up on what's called an inspo call. And this is a formal Zoom call, right, that we teach. And what we're doing is we're inspiring them to take action. Our framework that we teach in the Accelerator is called inspirational selling, right? We're inspiring them to take action once and for all in their health and fitness, right? No excuses, like fix it now, okay? And it's just inspiring. You're just coaching them and inspire them to take action within their health and fitness. So that's the high ticket pathway, guys, which is the predictable client getting system. Okay, so hopefully that video was helpful. If you are a driven and committed nutrition and fitness coach and you would like for us to install this predictable client getting system called the high ticket pathway for you, take it completely off of your hands, then make sure to see the link below and book a session with us to see if you're a good fit and if we could possibly help you out. If not, all good. You took some good notes on here. Try to implement yourself, or try to take pieces and implement it yourself as well too. And watch this next video right here where I give you step by step on how to build a 6-figure business. It's really good, so have a pen and paper for that one.